Welcome Spartans to Halo Headlines, part of Evolved, your home for Halo. In this week's recap, we cover all the top Halo news for the week of October 17th to 23rd. I'm your host Aaron, and with me today we've got Lucas.
Hello everyone, here with my terrible microphone because my Yeti decided not to work today.
It's alright, we have some behind the scenes info here. As usual, wonderful PC problems because it never works smoothly. It's great.
It shows it's connected, it shows it on my computer, but just I don't see lines. It just doesn't want to work. And then I tried my other gaming headset, and that one doesn't want to work either. So I'm using the one that the battery might die in like the next 20 minutes. So we'll see what happens.
And then when you go to record tomorrow, you'll not be able to replicate any of these problems and everything will work the way it was supposed to. So it's always fun.
That's how technology works.
Before we get started, we'd like to take a minute to thank all of our patrons for their continued support. Your contributions help make everything possible when computers work. Thank you very much, guys, for all your help. If you're not already subscribed and would like to become a patron, please go to patreon.com/Halo Evolved. There you can learn about the variety of rewards, such as early episodes, unique swag, access to our podcast soundtrack, and much, much more. And if you want to check out all of our other shows, go to evolvedhalo.com. Right, we have some news for this week. Some of it is Halo news and some of it is host news, so we will go with the Halo news first and then the host news. In Halo news, we had an announcement of a new novel.
Excited. Kelly Gay.
So Kelly Gay has revealed the title of our next Halo novel. It is going to be called Halo Epitaph. It is going to be a novel about the Didact, and it takes place after Halo 4 and Escalations, which means we finally find out what happened to him in the end of that comic.
So I'm so excited to see what... I mean, it might set up something for a DLC in Infinite, I feel like. Don't you think?
I don't know. I would love it if that was the case, because that would be really cool. I want to know what happened. I want to know, is he still a player? Is he not? Is he gone? Epitaph is a little bit, foreboding that he may not be in much shape anymore, but...
What is epitaph?
An epitaph is a phrase or form of words written in memory of a person who has died, especially as an inscription on a tombstone.
Okay.
Not filling me with much confidence in the Didact Lives department, but he has to, otherwise this is actually a novella and it's one chapter and it talks about the Didact's fiery death.
I mean, he got composed, right? I thought that's what happens in Escalation, is he?
Yeah, we're fairly certain he's composed at the end of it, although it could be fiery death, but we're pretty sure he's composed. So he's digital Didact.
Yeah, so we can see what happens. That's pretty exciting. I always love Kelly Gay's books, and we're back on the end where she can kind of do her own thing and not as like super like pigeonholed into a making a partially campaign story.
I like all the stuff she's done with Spark and that. So I would be curious to see how this goes. If this tied in somehow to Spark, that would be even cooler, but I say this will be more contained on its own. But I like her take on the Forerunner stuff, and I'm here for more of it. So I'm excited about this, and we do need more Halo novels desperately.
Absolutely, yeah, because they keep getting pushed back.
Yep, they're pushed back. There's not that many. We are about to run out of everything. It's going to be really hard to come up with new Halo content when there is none.
And then again, Aaron will have to do his cookbook.
Yes, this is a threat, people. This is not a promise, this is a threat. Don't make it happen.
343, get on it. We don't need Aaron making a cookbook.
No, we need more books. We need them now. If you're excited about this as well, please let us know. I think we will definitely have to get Kelly back on the show for another interview. We have lots to talk about now.
Absolutely.
Our other piece of news is over to you.
Yes, this is a few weeks late because I've been so busy with moving and stuff like that. But I went to HCS Orlando, and I didn't know what I was going to think about it, and I came out thinking that this was one of the greatest, like, e-sporting events I've ever been to, or just sporting events in general. Like, it was on par with, like, watching, like, a Super Bowl or the Stanley Cup Finals or something like that. Just, like, the energy that was in the room was, like, it was absolutely mind-blowing.
I've never been to any esports events, so I've been to a handful of sports events. I wouldn't be the biggest sports person in the world. What would you say it's sort of like?
So it reminded me totally of like a Super Bowl or a Stanley Cup Finals where everyone was on their edge of their seat, and I saw someone with a skewer get a triple kill. Like a triple kill with a skewer. Literally, he shot, reloaded, shot, and killed like 3 people. And I was just like, holy crap, these guys are good. I saw like 360 no scopes. I saw there was a flag capture by Cloud9 in the semifinal round. Like they had the flag and time was out and they got the tying flag cap and then they won. Like it was just insane, and I did not expect any of this. I actually met Unishek as well. I saw him, shook his hand, and unfortunately afterwards, I realized that I should have said, hey, if you want to come on the podcast, you're more than welcome to. So I screwed up there just a little bit.
We will be deducting that from your wages, I'm just telling you now.
God damn it. I did actually win a pair of gaming headsets, which was the headsets I was trying to use just now. And they're not USB, they're like the colored ones. It's like the A10 Astros from Logitech. And the question was a 100% me question. It was, when did ODST happen? And so obviously it's during the events of Halo 2. So like, I'm a huge Halo ODST fan. So I got that one and got the gaming headsets. They had a Warthog there. They had a bunch of merch. I ended up getting a hoodie that said HCS on it and had some camo on it. They were selling energy drink stuff and like little keyboard stickers, and they were selling, Adobe was there with like their television screen that like curves, like you can adjust like the curvature and like it moves, like it was really freaking crazy. And they just had a bunch of cool things going on. And they had an open play area where like if you brought a controller and like you and 3 other buddies wanted to try to like maybe like work your way up to something, you could do that. So it was an absolute blast. I highly recommend anybody who goes or who like is on the fence about it to absolutely go. I will say that maybe wait for the actual like competition to start, because like watching people on like open play wasn't the most exciting. But like once like people got into like the tournament, and then it was Optic Gaming like was slaughtering everybody, and like they were talking so much trash to it, like made me feel like it was like 2007 Halo 3 trash talking. Like it was such a nostalgia trip. So that is my experience at HCS Orlando. It's going to be back in Orlando next year, so I'm absolutely going next year. Disappointed that Krista ended up not being able to go, and Rye was supposed to come out too, and they just both ended up not coming out, but still a lot of fun.
I'm glad you had a good time. It's the sort of thing I would probably like to go and experience at least once, but unless they decide to host HCS in Ireland, I don't see that happening anytime soon, unfortunately. 343, you know what to do.
Outpost Discovery only was in the United States as well.
Oh yeah, do you remember when they talked about taking that to Europe and other places and then it never happened again? Well, I suppose we can kind of blame COVID, yeah. I wonder is all that shit lying in like a storage lockup somewhere. I'll take some of it. They can make it up to me.
Just, here you go, Aaron. Here's the statue of the Master Chief, or here's a statue of...
They have that life-size carapace of Guilty Spark, I'll take that. That'll do, like, just as a centerpiece for the room, that would be fine. Use it as a coffee table.
That would be really cool.
I'd be okay with that, so 343, if you're listening, I'll take that, thank you.
So, yeah, that was my HCS experience, so...
Would you consider yourself the most hardcore esports person?
No, absolutely not. Like, I don't watch a single thing of esports at all. Like, I've kind of occasionally seen, like, updates, and, like, I didn't pay attention to any of the teams, but the only reason I was rooting for Cloud9 is because my buddy that went with me was a huge Cloud9 fan, and so I was like, yeah, Cloud9, but, like, Optic Gaming, like, totally just destroyed everybody. So I'm thinking, I think the Worlds is going on right now, so I hope they win the Worlds.
I believe, yes, it's going on as we speak. But no, it's good to know that as like a not particularly invested esports person, you had a good time. Like that's always a pretty good sign to anyone that's thinking, oh, I might go to this shit at least once and try it out. Like you don't have to be that invested in it to have a good time. So that's something at least. Okay, so we have one more little thing to mention just before we finish the headlines this week. It is a little bit of housekeeping for Facebook and stuff. Lucas, what have you got?
Yes, so I have mentioned before that I do my Monday morning meeting thing, where I ask like a community question, but we also have started doing a Tuesday questionnaire and a Friday fiction that are all from the encyclopedia. So me and Nathan from the Facebook group, he has started helping me. On Tuesdays, he'll post a question from the encyclopedia. The goal is for you to try to answer it without looking in the encyclopedia. On Wednesday, he will post the answers with the page number. So there's that. And then on Friday, I post a Fiction Friday. It's like a paragraph I found from the encyclopedia itself, and I will just post it on Facebook, and so you can look at that. So it's adding a little extra lore stuff to the week. So we have Monday, we have a question, community question. Tuesday and Wednesday is a trivia from the encyclopedia, and Friday is just a Fiction Friday from the encyclopedia. And yes, I stole that from the actual name from the Halo Facebook page, and I am not ashamed by doing it because it's a very good name. Just wanted to give that shout out.
That's entirely fine. Intellectual crime and property theft is totally okay in my book. We can steal that stuff, it's grand. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us for the headlines this week. You can find every episode of all of our show over on the website evolvedhalo.com. You can search for all the unique feeds, or you can follow everything all in one feed. Look for Halo Podcast Evolved in your podcast service of choice. Another special shout out to all of our patrons for supporting the show and helping make everything possible. Head to patreon.com/Halo Evolved to learn more. And finally, if you would like to leave us a voicemail on this episode, Lucas's HCS thoughts, or anything else, you can do so by calling 205 Evolved. That's 205-386-5833. And with that, I have been your host, Aaron, and until next time, evolve.
Evolved.